Hi, I'm Katie Yale. I'm the editor-in-chief of Interiors+Sources magazine. We have heard from a lot of you recently about your first Curios Box. If you don't know what it is a monthly subscription box that is free to designers. What we do is we send you curated samples of different manufacturers. So again, totally free to designers. But what the reasoning is because we know that libraries are getting smaller. It's harder to keep samples around. It's also sometimes harder for companies to be able to get a hold of the samples that they need. You might see it online and you don't know if it's quite right. You know, if anyone here has ever had to, order 5 different colored reds just to figure out which one is actually the right red, this is a way for you to be able to touch and feel and learn more about the products, and it comes right to your door. If you don't like any of the products, the great thing is we have a return label. You send it back, we do something great with it. So don't feel bad about there's no waste on your behalf. We just want to make sure that you are getting the very best products. If you are receiving it and if you love it, if you hate it, if you have some ideas, please let us know. We always love to hear feedback. Even if it's, who you'd like to see, that would definitely be great for us to know.
One question is, how much is delivery?
How much is delivery?
Can you talk about how do people get it?
What you do is you go to Curios Box, CuriosBox.com, and sign up. And once you're approved, there's nothing on your end. It's all completely done through us, and as well as the return shipment. And I know that one of the things that people were curious about was what will happen to the samples when they're returned to us. We are looking into donating them back to colleges, but also to some local initiatives to be able to help teach younger kids about materials, and then help them be able to build more with these. A lot of arts, the arts are leaving a lot of public schools. I personally love to go into elementary schools and help them out, so don't worry. And once they start being reused, I will definitely make sure that we are posting all of the fun little inspirations that these materials turn into with elementary school kids. Are there any other questions? Okay, yeah, if you have any questions, please let us know. So to start, I would love to start out with MDC. So MDC, this Curios Box is looking at trends. And so one of the things that, of course, is on everyone's radar are these purples and these pinks that are coming out. Vibrant purple was the color of the year for Pantone. So we are seeing just a lot of pinks and purples that are coming in. So I think that these are so much fun. MDC sent a bunch of their different textured wall coverings. And to be able to hold them, it totally changes it, especially since one of the big things that we're seeing in wall coverings these days is the use of sparkle or metallics, which is they are rather hard to photograph. So once you get these up close and personal, you see the small uses of metallics in there, or just don't know if you can tell how glittery that one is. But so you will be getting 5 different samples from MDC in this box. All right. And so this comes with 3 different sample colors. The native fabric is looking at grass cloths as inspiration, using it in a little bit more of an artistic way, and then blowing up the pattern. So what you're seeing here is just those streaks that have just a little bit of metallic. Again, the metallic is really showing up everywhere. And so that's what you get here. 3 different colors, where anything between the really eye-popping, you are going to see this the second you walk in, to more of the neutrals that we end up seeing people using more often. All right, and so then we have Roseburg. And when looking at trends, one of the things that is more difficult to look at the long-term trends. We know that woods are really big right now. Everyone is loving the woods. We're seeing it in everything. But what they wanted to do with this sample pack, which comes with six different finishes, they really wanted to show that this ultraviolet is able to mesh with these different warm wood tones. And then we also have the plain gray, which is more of a stone finish. So you have this fun little ultraviolet color of the year card that you can use to really kind of say like, okay, all the rest of the interior can be, whatever color I need. And then here are some wood finishes that would really be able to help with the flooring and the surfacing. All right. And then we have Meco Systems. And, I think this is one of those fun things about the Curios boxes is that, you might get samples of things that you wouldn't normally think about getting samples for. And so this here is the selection that you get of the different neutrals from Meco Systems. This is their Eco Veil Sheer. It's the first shade cloth to meet the Healthier Hospitals Safer Chemical Challenge. So what you're going to have is you have the different openness. If you aren't aware of what that means, is it shows how opaque it is. So 1% is very, very small. So these are going to be different types of shade cloths that have different dimensionality to it, different patterning, but it's also going to be VOC free, and so it's going to provide you with great UV protection, glare protection, and then on top of that, it's healthier for the environment. All right, and then Mayer Fabrics. One of the things that I enjoy about the selection that they sent, you can always see some of the more colors that are available. But what I love about these is that so often we see all of the big, brights, especially with NeoCon coming up and all of the other trade shows coming to an end. We've seen a lot of bright, but what ends up actually being used is the neutrals. So what they did here is they really showed a different variety of weaves, different textures, different patterns, but really in kind of that neutral tone that you are more likely to need on hand at any time for when a client comes in and you know that what you're going to need is a neutral tone. All right, and then we have Moz. Again, this is one of those ones that you may know all about but haven't really thought about getting any samples. Moz is able to do so many different customizable options that you really do need to see them and hold them to understand what your options are, because when you have this palette where people are saying you can do anything, it's a little difficult sometimes to really pin down your ideas. Having some constraints there usually can be a little bit helpful in the creative atmosphere. But so what they're showing is you have different finishes, different types of printing technologies, different colors, but then they also show you all of the ways that they're able to do laser cutting and perforated materials. So you have a whole list of different types and different thicknesses for you to be able to kind of start thinking about, okay, what can I use this for in my latest project? And then finally, we have LG, and they have sent, we have a total of 6 different samples from them of their quartz. So this is their Via quartz in 6 different colors. Of course, that would be incredibly heavy. So what we are doing is you will get a random mix of 2 different types. As you can see here, they range from the quartz here being a little bit smaller grains and then the brighter veins, or down to more of a gray with the larger grains in it. So you have 2 different types that will come to you out of the 6. But if you want more information, definitely there's more information in the packet. You'll get a ton of information about this stuff. We don't just leave you with samples and say, figure it out. There's a nice little write-up and then more information if you choose to go with more samples of these, which of course, always feel free to. Or, if there's anything here that you aren't super excited about, please feel free to send it back to us and we will put them to good use. So again, if you are interested in signing up for the Curios Box, you can sign up at curiosbox.com, or you can look it up on interiors+sources.com. Lastly, just let us know what you think, or if you have any questions. We love to interact with people, and so just let us know what you're thinking. Until next time.